Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about one of my favorite quotes of all time. It's by Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. The quote goes, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." I think most of us are familiar with that quote, have some sort of basic understanding that if you let injustice, intolerance, bigotry, discrimination go unchecked in one place, it's bound to happen in another place. So again, not rocket science. I think most of us, it makes sense to most of us. But what I want to talk about is why I think this quote is of special significance in the area of animal exploitation. And to me, the question is this: how can you expect someone as an adult, even as a young adult, to accurately and clearly and at all times so consistently be able to distinguish between good and bad, moral and immoral, ethical and unethical, justice and injustice, when as a child they are taught at the earliest stage in their life, you don't harm animals, protect animals, be nice to animals, be compassionate, be kind, be empathetic. And at the same time, they are conditioned by those same people that teach them all these good values, the people that they trust, the people that they love, the people around them, their families, their parents, to consume the products of torture, of injustice, of death, of killing, of violence. At some point, I think, whether consciously or subconsciously, people come to an understanding of what these products are. And it's very difficult to reconcile in our heads, which is why most people kind of push that away and put a lid on it and go, I don't want to think about it. To me, it just makes so much sense that if you plant that moral contradiction in a child's mind at such a young age, it makes so much sense that later on in life they would have a hard time with other concepts of justice. So it's only logical to me then that someone would go, yeah, I know racism's bad, but it's kind of okay over here with these people. Or yeah, I know sexism's bad, but yeah, it's kind of okay in this, in this situation. Or I know homophobia is bad, but it's all right over here. I know transphobia is bad, but yeah, it's fine over here. Xenophobia, sure, I understand it's bad, but yeah, it's okay over here in this situation. So you get the point. To me, it makes so much sense, and obviously it's hard to prove that empirically. But just logically speaking, I'm inviting you to kind of, follow along and maybe think about this and let me know what you think about this theory. It just makes so much sense to me that once you plant that moral contradiction, it leads to a moral corruption, or it contributes to a moral corruption that later on just makes it difficult for us to see clearly when it comes to issues of justice and injustice, and violence versus nonviolence, and basic fairness versus being unfair toward a group of sentient beings, whether they be human or animal, or non-human animal, I should say. So yeah, let me know what you think about that, and really appreciate you checking out this little message. And hit me up if you have any thoughts on it. I'm always glad to talk about it and really dive into this with anyone that's interested. Don't forget, go vegan for peace.